Excuse the mess. Didn't do an unboxing this time around, just because, as you can see, it's a case, pocket worn, gray jig bone. Here we go. Pocket worn gray bone crandall jig Sodbuster Jr. I didn't do an unboxing because there's been hundreds of them, and a lot of times they get a bad example of the QC being bad at case. And I wasn't trying to run them through the mud any more than most people have. Rosecraft has a good fit and finish. They're not perfect. A lot of these guys on the line, I mean, they got the walk and talk going for them, the half stop. They're made in China. A lot of people get turned off by that. And honestly, I don't really go with that. And this is a mess, as you can see. I got my wife's lotion sitting here. Paper that would not cut with the Sodbuster Jr. quite yet. I was going to try to run it across here, but I don't know, with it being a carbon steel, if the ceramic being a higher grit is a good idea. It could just keep causing burrs. I don't know. I want to look more into it. Don't know a lot about sharpening. Got a lot of knives. Know what's sharp and what's not from the company. This is a D2 steel from Rosecraft. Super sharp. Great edge from the factory. So they got them beat there, obviously. But they don't do the brass liners like Case does. They don't do the bone as well. This is a micarta. I have a bone I can compare it to, but theirs are squared off. Anybody that knows knives, especially slip joints, and knows these things. Rosecraft really hasn't listened to people so much about the rounding the edges off. But for the most part, from what I see, I got a pretty good Case Sodbuster Jr. For the most part, the centering is dead center. It does not rub. Can't really get a good angle, but you can see the stop pin or whatever is in there. The liners, you can see it through both sides. Keep bumping the camera. It's not really rubbing. It might go a little toward the pile side a little bit, but it's not nothing bad. It's a pretty good action for a case. I cleaned it up a little bit. Fingerprints show real bad, obviously. This is carbon steel. It's going to patina. It does have a burr on one side. This side here. But it's not nearly as bad. I rubbed it against the ceramic just a hair. I don't want to really, I don't know. The edge on the case in the factory on that side looks pretty decent. This side is a little rough. Like they don't even hardly have an edge there. Up toward the tip they did alright. As you can see, the Rosecraft sharper on the tip. Let's see if we can get them. Roughly the same cutting edge, which is crazy because actually Case might have a little more if you count the curve. The belly curves up. And that's wild to me because this is considered in between the Case Sodbuster size and the Junior and the Sodbuster. As you can see, the handle's not as long, but the blade. So I mean, I think the blade Case beats it in length, obviously. Cutting edge. It's about the same length when you run them pivot to pivot, but cutting edge wise, Case goes clear to the plunge grind or whatever. It doesn't really have a stop. So it probably edges out just a little bit. To me, the bone on the cases obviously are superior to any other jigging. They just got it down. Pins seemed all good. I mean, nothing sticking up. Walk and talk seems okay. Again, no half stop. This, not the best size comparison you're going to get. Is this is in between the two. Now that angle, still about the same with that curve. See? Hair more, maybe. I don't know, but look how small the handle is compared to that. This is comparable to the size of their Beaver Creek, Rosecraft's Beaver Creek. I don't know. It happened that way. Rosecraft started it all. And I thought, well, I could mess with, and if you can see, this is kind of already patinaed right there. A little. I got the carbon steel because I want it to patina. It shows fingerprints and stuff really bad. Oh. That was supposed to be for this. I was looking at this thoroughly, trying to clean it. Came a little bit dirty, but it don't show up too much on the camera like it does with the eye. Anyhow, Rosecraft started it all. And then I thought, well, I keep bumping that. I thought, well, I can go and get a cheap case, or not case, Civivi, and it'd be a one-hand opener. So then I got in a whole world of Civivis, had a few models. The Praxis is my favorite. Then I thought Bosteed, so I went to Bosteed, Raccoon. Well, liked the porcupine, went with it. And then I was like, man, this is gonna stop. So then I went and was like, well, I used to be a steel snob back in the day with M390 and all that. S35VN, and then I was like MagnaCut 300, a little underwhelming because, like I said, the fit and finish on the SOG, GSM bottom kind of went downhill. So that was like, started my more premium steel thing. So then I went and got this thing, and because I can have autos where I live, this, my favorite, hands down. But now, as you can see, I'm carrying 3 USA-made blades on me at all times, and the Chinese ones have kind of went out the door. So in the future, probably won't buy Rosecraft. This is a pain in the butt to try to find a nice one. I found a nice one only because I went to Deadwood and put in the notes to try to find me one that had no blade play, centering, and no minimal gapping in the back. Well, there's no blade plate at all. It's fairly centered, and the gapping back here, I really don't see none. Maybe raises here a little bit, but there's no gapping. Can't really see light through it. That's another reason why I had the flashlight out here. I don't know. So it's hit and miss with all companies, really. Rosecraft's no different. The reason why I was said about them is, although they're fit and finish, they're walk and talk, their edge and all that, you're getting better overall, yes, value. But this one had a blade play from the jump. You can feel it clicking, like, and now it's going to pick it up, but I don't know. Why not carry all USA, I guess? So I guess these companies are starting to make me, especially Kershaw, USA made, because I want a ProTech USA made, but I don't know if that's justified. That's $400. I can get the Kershaw Bel Air for $180. Probably just do that. I'll have a manual USA. This is definitely hard use. Doesn't get a lot of use because it's more hard use. Like, this is more practical to just pull out and cut something with, which I opened the packaging on that with. It's MagnaCut. It'd be cool to get a case MagnaCut, but I don't know if it's even worth their time if their QC's that bad, because you literally would have to have them all at least like this coming out. The majority looking like this rather than the exception with MagnaCut for people to spend the extra on it, because it's going to cost extra. But I could see Case being able to match their price, $175. I mean, look, you're getting a lot more steel in the Case, or the Kershaw, excuse me, and the Kershaw also has, to me, ProTech beat, because you go to get a ProTech for $300, it's usually 154 cm. You're looking at 400 and up for their MagnaCut. Buck, they got some limited runs going for $300. That's kind of laughable to me when you can get a Kershaw for $175, and it's an auto if you're allowed to carry auto. If not, there's the Bel Air. And if for the people that have to be 3 inches and under, there's the Bel Air. I think that might still be over a little bit. I don't have one, so I don't know. The XL is definitely over 3 inches. And it's Magna Cut. And it's not an auto, so you can have it in most places in America here. I just need some guidance, I guess, in the comments on how to best sharpen the edge to get this cut in some paper at least, so that I can use it for everyday use, like cutting apples and whatnot, maybe even whittling with it in the future. So that's the case, and I don't know what the dots mean. You guys can look at this. Let's see. You can't really see all of them. There we go. 5 dots, I guess that is. Carbon steel. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give me some pointers in the comments on how to best sharpen the carbon steel.